First up, we have some cool new changes to the browser of Push. Push now gets the filter and tag system from Live 12. So here I'm going to add some drums. I'm going to go to All, go to my filters, and I want to get a specific drum kit that I made here. So I'm going to go to Drum Kit, and I'm going to go to Creator User, and it's MPE as well. So I can filter it down to Type, MPE enabled, and I know it's in here. So now if you like this particular set of labels you've added, you can save that label to your user library. Now this kit I made with the new drum sampler. Drum sampler is great for quickly setting expression control. So I just go to Mod here, and for instance on this kick I've got a little bit of noise. Got a little noise on the hi-hat. A little stretch on this one. So I go to Mod again. Add a little bit of 8-bit effect there. And on the kick, I've got a little bit of sub. Quantize that a bit. I can now set the global groove amount. And that takes from whichever groove is in my template set. So you can see I have swing 16ths here. I'm going to add a saturator to give it some color. Saturator has some new updates, which are great for drums. Go to my collections here. Now another thing we can do now is rename those collections. I've got this in my new stuff. Maybe a little bit too much drive. Another cool thing we can do here is group these devices and map the macros. So if I go to drum bus, maybe I want to take that drive there, map it to the macro, map that to the first macro. And then once I'm in there, I go back to that macro, I can touch it, edit it, and here I can set the ranges for it. Another thing we can do is browse and load clips. So I could replace the drums here or add audio clips onto audio tracks. Now I'm going to add a track with Meld. I have a saved label here with some of my MPE presets that I've made. You might have noticed at the bottom here, now I can access my variations. I can add variations, I can delete them, I can randomize them. So let's try some different ones out. This can be a lot of fun for performing. So for instance here, I could go wild with pitch loop. And then just go right back to the drive. I'm using this a lot with bass and guitar presets. Since most of my bass presets use amp and cabinet, I just set up all these macros to control everything in amp and cabinet, and now I can just make all my presets in one. I can also trigger the variations with the pads here. Another way I like to use it is with my external synthesizers. So here I've got all my synths in my studio set up on different chains of a rack. And I can just select through them and select all the external instrument devices that I need for those, along with Max for Live devices to control the program changes and things like that. So let's try it out. Other things we can do is move these tracks around. You can do the same thing with scenes. We'll stop the audio. We've also added some preferences for things like select on launch that are important to some people when performing or recording with others. Push can now become a hotspot, which is really useful if you're in hotels with public networks or on stage and you want to set up a link jam with people without your audience changing their tempo. You just connect your computer to this hotspot with that password.